Hey everyone again, welcome to our team Zoom. Super excited to have all of you guys. It has been a fun June, a hard June, a great June. Like we've all had the ups and downs, I think, of this month. Summertime is a bit crazy. People are more busy. Sometimes it's more follow-ups, all the things, but I am really excited to kind of utilize our time tonight to talk about how to really stay focused during the summer months when life gets a little extra busy. So we're going to hear from some great leaders tonight. They're going to talk a little bit about what they do to stay focused during the summer months and how they are still seeing, growth and consistency in their business. I want to give a few shout outs to you guys. I specifically, I don't know that Crystal and Nicole, I know you guys had promoted in April, but I don't know that you were on my Zoom. So now that you both are on tonight, I just want to tell you that I'm super, super proud of you and your hard work. It does not go unnoticed, and great hustle. Keep it up. Like we said, summer can be crazy, but just keep focusing, keep being consistent, and you guys are going to go really far. So super proud of you. And so I also want to go in tonight saying that, you know, it's okay that your schedule is going to look a little different. Some people have a really hard time with change. Say that you just get on your routine. Maybe the kids are in school and you're on a routine during the year. What's that? Okay, you could sit down and listen if you want. Okay, not right now. Sorry, guys. So you know that like during the school year or during the winter and spring and fall months that maybe you notice that you stay a little more focused. You have a little more routine going on, whether it's kids or just however it looks like in your life. And then summer comes and it's super busy. I think most of us have like been exposed to having winter months, snow, lots of things. And so we're used to just like we can buckle down and we can focus. But then summertime comes and it's like it's beautiful. We want to be outside and we want to be doing things. And that's what comes with the flexibility of a job like this. But with that flexibility also still comes responsibility and accountability. And so I just want to encourage you guys to not lose sight of that in the summertime because it makes it harder to then make up for it in the fall, and you're hustling even harder than you normally would in the really what should I say, the months of the most production, right? So the beginning of the year, all the great announcements come, we're busting butt, all the things. So you don't want to get behind in the summertime because of all of the things going on in life. You want to stay focused so that you can amp up into the end of the year and then go running start strong at the beginning of the year again as well. So I'm just going to preface by saying I know that we all can use help with this. Myself, being in this business for 10 years, I struggle with the balance of all these things. And I do not have it all figured out. And I do not want you all to think for one moment that I do, because I don't. But I do know that I have to continue to make my business a priority in order to continue to produce for my family, right? And in order to continue to lead from the front with you guys, I have to show you that I'm here and I'm present. Yes, you can work hard, and it doesn't mean this is like everything that you have to like depend on, and it's all your it's not the only priority in your life, but it still has to be a priority in order for you to continue to see success. I know I sound like a broken record, but I wanted to preface with that because I think it's important that we aren't crazy hard on ourselves, but that we hold each other accountable and hold ourselves accountable when it comes to making a decision to build the business and continue to grow a business over the years. So with that being said, I am going to hand it over to Diamond leader Crystal Peters, and she is going to talk tonight. First, Crystal, I didn't ask you this, but if you could just short tidbit about your story would be great.
Okay.
And it can literally be super fast. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. And then just a little bit about like what you're doing to stay focused in the summertime. We see you're still enrolling, like you're still being consistent. You promoted in April, and so like, what are you doing to stay focused in the midst of maybe a busier schedule? Thank you so much for sharing, friend.
You're welcome. Hello, everybody. So I am a resigned healthcare assistant. I took a fall and an injury that I could not return back to being on the floor. So I've missed out quite a lot on my kids and stuff. I'm gonna be a GG tomorrow. My second daughter is going in to get induced, so I have another granddaughter on the way. So I wanted to spend time at home. I didn't want to work shift work anymore, so I hopped in. I started taking the products at first, and then yeah, I just decided to hop all in with it. So how I stay consistent is I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I treat it like any other job. I actually made a space in my back of my toy hauler, and I have a little office with a view, so I'm not missing out on anything. I still get to see the sunshine and the beautiful mountains. And I take from about 6 o'clock in the morning, I get up, I take my products, I video myself taking my products, I post. That's important. I've noticed a big difference in my business, being the product of the product, honestly, and being consistent with showing myself on my page, taking my products. So more first thing in the morning is products, put up my story. I then sit there and I have my coffee, and sorry, the lawnmower noise in the background. I read my self-development or listen to my self-development while having my coffee. Then I post whatever else, answer messages that maybe came in first thing in the morning. Those people that wake up at 5 in the morning, got my message, didn't get my message till then. So about from 6 a.m. till about 11, 12, I work. I join power hours. I do my tasks with my team. I also help Jess with our team. So I take on 2 power hours a week. And I also do 2 weeks of the tasks, and all that's done. So yeah, I just treat it like a job. 6 to 12, I'm sitting down working, and then I have 12 to whenever to be free. And then I just answer messages throughout the day.
I love it. So you just basically, based on your own schedule, you are setting aside a chunk so that you do not feel overwhelmed with just kind of these little pockets. It's like, no, and some people have to do pockets if they're gone. I understand that. But you also said you wake up early and you devote this chunk and you do this and you make sure that you have everything in front of you, that you know what you need to do, so you're being productive. You're probably not wasting a ton of time scrolling or doing other things, watching videos on Facebook, all the things, but you're staying really devoted to your tasks and you're setting aside that chunk of time. And number one, what you shared is you're treating it like a job.
Yeah.
Jobs, when you treat a business that you're building like a job, you're going to see way more results than if you're just treating it as some I think that it's almost like people come into it and treat it as a possibility that I could do something with this, rather than like, I have this opportunity, I'm going to put all that I'm able to put into it, and here are the results. But instead, you had the mindset that no, this is going to be my job. For you, it had to be based on your circumstances, and you didn't make excuses. You just set aside the time, no matter what's going on. You're on this Zoom tonight when you're going to be at GG in the morning, like that's the dedication, and it just shows. So no, I love that. So you've got your routine throughout the day. Do you feel like you have to adjust sometimes when things get busy? Like, obviously you're going to be a grandma, this week, so you're probably going to be running around like crazy. So what will you do differently, do you feel like, this week to still continue to stay on task, for example?
I will still continue to get up early and do what I got to do. If it happens to be busy in the morning, then I'll break it up, and I will do some in the evening when, baby and my daughter are more relaxed. If I have to stay up till 11 o'clock to post that story or to get up some posts on my wall or to answer those messages, then again, it's my job. If I want to be
love that.
To make this work. So
that's exactly what it is. And that's what I've had to tell myself, even the days that I maybe didn't really feel like it didn't matter, because even though we get to choose when and how we work this, we still have to be treating it with the level of responsibility and accountability. Hey, buddy. Sorry, my dog is getting into talkies. Just a minute.
And like, you're going to have those weeks, like this week, adjustment, having baby, getting ready, appointments. It's been a crazy week, and I was, feeling it. And I even messaged Stacy. I was like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it this week, but get back on my phone, listen to those positive videos, and you
Mhm.
know? Yeah, you just, like I said, and I lean on my leaders, we're all in this together. If you're having a bad day, lean on somebody. We all have
Yep.
good advice. We all have bad months, bad days, but don't quit. Keep going. It's all worth it.
100%. And honestly, sometimes we just have to have that transparency with one another. Like Crystal was saying, felt like she had a harder week. And you know what? I can relate to those hard weeks. So we never, like, as leaders or people that have been in the company for a long time, want to say, like, hey, like, just get it together and no, like, I want you to know that I understand exactly what you're going through, how you're feeling, and it's valid. It's okay. Like, we've all been there. But I also want to encourage you that we've all been there. So you're going to make it through it, and you're going to come out stronger on the other side of it. And that sometimes we have those months where we have a lot of planting going on and not as much harvesting, and vice versa. It happens that way. And it's been that way every single month for the past 10 years for me. So absolutely love it. And I love what you said too, Crystal, is you said, if you don't get your stuff done in the morning where you have it like jotted out and planned in your office area, you make sure that you get the stuff in that you need to get in the evening, instead of just saying it's a wash for the day. It's super easy to do that. It's super to be like, oh, well, it's this right now, because if it wasn't a priority, like you've made it, then you would just say it's a wash, like I've had a crazy day. Not to say that you've never maybe done that, because we do, but it's not a practice that you make where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go. So you really make it a priority. And so I love that. I just
Also,
appreciate. Yep,
family.
go for it.
Great, Stacy. You know, I've always been the person that did everything. I cook dinner, I do laundry, I do everything. So my family's not used to being at home. Like I said, I worked 8 to 12 hour shifts, I was gone all the time. So I actually make it clear to my family that these times I am not, like, it's different for people that have babies. I get that, or younger children, but like, try really hard to make even an hour in the morning. You can do your tasks in an hour. Your husband's at home. Hey, I need this time. Yeah, it's all teamwork too within the family too.
Yeah, it's the communication. It's the
Mhm.
communication based on your circumstances, but we make sacrifices, right? So, like, if I have small kids, I'm more of a night owl. So what I'll do is I'll stay up later. I'm able to do that right now. My kids are at the age where if I sleep in a little bit, they're okay in the morning or whatnot. Like, you just have to figure out what's going to work for you, and you have to try to stick with it, especially when life gets busier. So I love that. Crystal, do you want to leave us with anything else? Those were great tips, and just you show your consistency, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Stacey. Yeah, just be consistent, guys. Set that time aside, and you can do this.
Oh, she's breaking up a little bit. Are you there, Crystal? We may have lost her. Oh, she's okay. So okay, go ahead again. To finish that last little bit of what you said, because you froze. So I was like trying to move things around to see if I could.
So what did you guys hear?
You were
Nothing.
saying, just remember, guys, be consistent, and then it froze.
Okay, just be consistent. I sat there and I laughed at Jess when she told me that I could do this as a full-time job. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way that this can replace me being a healthcare assistant. Well, here I am, happy being at home, and I replaced my healthcare job just by being consistent and treating it like a business, like a job.
I love it, Crystal. I love it. Super proud of you, friend. Thank you so much for stepping it up and speaking tonight. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, Stacey. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Absolutely. I'm super excited to welcome this lifer and diamond leader, Noreen Newberry, to speak tonight. She is going to share how she stays consistent. And Noreen is one of the most consistent leaders that I've ever seen, to be honest. Like, the girl consistently gets up hundreds of haps every month. She consistently enrolls. She stays positive. She's in the chats. She's on the Zooms. We do one-on-ones when we can. It's been a while, Noreen. We should probably do one soon. But yeah, like, you don't give excuses. Like, no matter if it's a harder month or a great month or whatever, like you just really stay focused and steady and consistent. And I know you and Kim work very closely together as well. And that accountability is really necessary. Maybe talk a little bit about accountability partners if you can too. But Noreen, for those that don't know you super well, that may not know you on here, because we've got some girls that aren't always on. Can you share a little bit about your story? And then can you share how you're staying consistent with your summer life, your kiddos, all the things you got going on, and still getting your stuff done?
Yeah, so I have been in August will actually be 8 years. I cannot believe that. It doesn't even seem like it's been that long. And I had unexpectedly lost my job. My oldest was then in fourth grade. We were a foster family. We had just gotten a new baby, and I was a substitute teacher for a year. And one of the girls that I actually went through foster parent classes with introduced me to the business. And so I joined, and that's all my little two kids have ever known is mom being home. So I wouldn't change that for the world. Being consistent, I would say the biggest thing is I have my list, and I make sure I have my list every single day so I know what I have to get done. In the summer, it is a little bit crazy because we don't have that structure of school and everything. And we just came off like a busy month with like 2 weeks solid of swimming lessons and then 2 weeks of Bible school, and we have appointments. So the biggest thing I do is I make sure, like Crystal said, when I get up, I do my self-development. I make my products and show myself in my story. And then especially if I know if we have appointments or we're going to be running around, I get done what I know I can't do if I'm running around. So when we have appointments and I'm in the waiting room, I know I can do birthdays. I can do host to post follow-up. I can check my host to post. Like I can do all those things while I'm out and about. And my kids know in the morning, they usually entertain themselves for a while, and that's when mom has a little bit of work time. And then if we have to run around, we run around. If we go to swimming, we do that. And then in the afternoon, if I need to, do my TikTok or reel, now they like to help with that. It's hysterical. So we do that. Or if I haven't gotten messages done, okay, mom needs a little bit of time. You get to have, your free time and go do whatever. So it's actually been working out pretty well. And having Kim, like you said, be an accountability partner, we message every single day, we check in, making sure that, we're getting our stuff done, which I think without that and having the poll in the chat, that helps as well, keep you on track.
I love that so much, Noreen. And it gets so crazy in the summertime. So figuring out, I really liked what you said about that, like figuring out what can't be done if you're on the go. Because I feel like I am on the go. Like I feel like I'm like losing my mind. But I have found out at the same time that I work so well under pressure. You give me 20 minutes in that Target parking lot, and I will get up 5 to 10 haps. I will message that many people to follow up. I kind of work well under pressure. That's my personality. But yet I know like I need kind of that silent time then in the morning if for my self-development, or if I'm wanting to like, do any Zooms or whatever. I try to do those in the morning or later at night when the kids go to bed. But other stuff I can prioritize and I can take the chunks of time if I need to. But it's good to have some kind of structure there. So if you're going to have those few hours in the morning where the kids are more chill, because kids are normally more chill when they first wake up, it's summertime, stay up a little bit later, whatnot. You can get a lot done in that chunk of an hour. But then just focusing on being productive with what needs to get done during quiet time versus stuff that can be juggled a little more. I like that. I like that a lot. Accountability is so important. And I know that like you're either in the commit and promote chat where you have a task list every day, and that will continue the rest of the summer. Just so you guys know, we're mix it up a little bit, but we'll continue to do that because I feel like if you have something that you can check off, it just feels like you really accomplished what you needed to for that day. And you can go back and be like, how many of those did I check off this month? Was I really on my game? Or, okay, this is why I'm at where I'm at the end of the month, because maybe I missed quite a bit for a week or whatever, but you can go back and check yourself too. So I like that. And then if you're in the newbie chat, you can also see that I have like your checklist of tasks that you can do every day that you can actually print out and physically check. So I do love that. So Noreen, on the, okay, so accountability checklist and you and Kim holding each other accountable. What do you do on your crazier days? I mean, like you said, you do some stuff on the go, but like, do you feel like after you are, say you had a crazy day, you got a little bit done in the morning, you weren't really able to do a lot in between, you get home at night. Do you just call it a wash and then work double hard the next day? Or do you try to get a few more things done? Like, I just want to show people the average of how that works out.
I would say for the most part, I try to get my stuff done. I mean, granted, there are going to be some days where bedtime is not, it's just not going well. And it's then going to be the end of the night. And it's like, okay, we're going to just have to do it tomorrow. And that's okay. But yeah, for the most part, I make sure that I get my stuff done, especially before evening, because that's family time and then bedtime. And I know by that time that most of the time I'm not going to be doing anything. So I really try to make sure that I get all of my stuff done during the day.
And you do. And I see that. And like I said, I bet Noreen gets out of our entire team, at least on my team page, she's definitely one that gets up the majority of the host to post out of anyone, like the most out of anyone throughout the month. And Noreen, like that's why you're consistently, seeing results and bringing in people, because you're always talking to new people. So I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of your loyalty and consistency and hard work. I do not tell you that enough, but just know that you're noticed. Like, and even when I check in with Kim too, I'm just like, she's super proud of you and just your loyalty and stick with it, consistency and all the things. So thank you so much for sharing that tonight. Is there anything else that you want to close with people that just feel, anything else you want to leave us with, that people are just working their business here in the summertime?
I would say make sure you're following some good people, some good leaders. One of the things I do too is then I also look for a lot of different trainings on YouTube, because then I can go back when I do have time during the day, if the kids are settled or whatever, even though I've done my self-development in the morning, that will be like my business development that I can then go watch. And then I'm learning new things all of the time. Like I'm learning now how to work TikTok a little better and how to work Instagram a little better. So yeah, I think just making sure you're following some really good leaders and then watching their training videos.
So true. So true. Staying close to the fire, whether that looks like being on the Zooms or constantly being a part of the trainings, because there's always room for growth. There's always room to learn new things. Noreen, 8 years in, and myself, 10 years in, Kim almost 10 years in, like we're still constantly learning things. It doesn't mean we have it all figured out. So just know that like it's good to continue to stay close to the fire and find those things. And on my team page, I try to keep the list updated, but there is a list of follow the leader on there. If you guys want to search that up, I believe it's updated too. And so if you're looking for leaders that have been in the company for a long time and good sources to follow, that should be updated on there too. And then, yeah, there's always such good trainings. I try to get all the recordings in the chats for you guys, so you have those as well. Thank you so much for sharing, Noreen. I appreciate you. And you guys, the same kind of thing. I just thought I'd share a little bit about how I stay consistent. Life's been a bit crazy. I do want to say that probably in the last few years, I haven't quite had a June like this. Family in, medical emergencies, all the crazy things. And so I feel like it hasn't been as productive of a month as most months for the last several years have been for me. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, it's important that I am always present. It's important that I am being as consistent as possible, no matter what's going on in my life. So you're going to see me. You're not going to see me disappear for a while. You're going to see that I'm here. You have questions, you need anything, you're going to see me consistently posting. You're going to see me getting my haps up. Although we got to figure out if we're going to keep going with boom challenges with those or whatnot. But like, it's just important to know, no matter what's going on in your life, if you want to continue to grow and not stay stagnant and want to get to the next level, that you've got to keep pushing through even the hard things. And so I am doing a lot of stuff on the go, or I'm doing stuff late at night, or I'm doing stuff if I don't feel good. My schedule might look all over the place, but I'm still getting my stuff done because I know that I have to, because it doesn't matter what rank or how long you've been in the business, you have to continue to put the effort in order to see the results. It's just the way it is. And if you decide that that you're just, like if you were to you just can't take a month off, like in your own business. Yes, you have flexibility and you can take time where you need it, but you're going to pay for taking a month off. Do you know what I mean? So even though it's summer, don't just back off your business. Okay. Try to be as consistent as you can, no matter what's going on in life. And like Noreen said, she's really focused on getting all that stuff done before the evening because that's family time. Well, you need to prioritize the important things in your life, and you need to make sure that if you need to time block, that you time block. That's going to be important for you too. That's when your phone goes up on the fridge, right? But then there's also times that kids can independently play and be okay too. For those of you that have young kids, it's okay to let them independently play for an hour while you really stay focused. But don't let yourself get distracted by the laundry and the dishes and all the other things. Spend that hour working, and then you can make it fun and let the kids help you with the dishes. Let them help you with the laundry. If you incorporate and make it fun with everyone being involved, you're going to notice a big difference in how you can really prioritize your time. And I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, but I'm just starting to figure out little tidbits and tricks, and they do help. So you guys, I just wanted to kind of close us tonight with, I think I would like to close us with prayer, but I also want to talk about all this commitment and like, what do I mean by that and everything. And so this is a word on commitment that I heard years ago, but I'm just going to share it with you guys. Some people say getting started is the hardest part. And I agree that sometimes you just need to get going to get in a groove. But the real challenge is finishing what you started. It's easy to get excited about starting that new project, workout plan, book, all the things, but inevitably life happens. Motivation dwindles, challenges arise. And suddenly it's hard to keep going. It's hard to finish what you start. Sometimes you have to pick your hard. Do you want to keep starting something new, or do you want to finish what you started? Commitment is never convenient, but I promise it's worth it. So that really spoke to me, because we're not always going to be motivated to do the things, but being committed to it will pay off in the long run, and always does. So you guys, with that being said, I'll be honest, hard month for me personally on a lot of different levels. And so I'm excited about what's to come in July, and I'm super proud of this team. And I want to close this with prayer, but I also want to pray over the rest of our summer and pray over what God has for us in these businesses. So Heavenly Father, Lord, I just thank you so much for this time, God. I thank you that you orchestrate these Zooms, who you have on them, who you have speak, God. And I just thank you, Lord, for just the encouragement that you gave us all tonight through these amazing women. And God, you know that we go through ups and downs and hard things in our lives, God. And it's not just business stuff, it's life stuff, it's medical stuff, it's financial stuff, it's all the things, Lord. But honestly, God, you are ultimately in control of all these things. No, you know, and can reward the effort that we put in, God, no matter what's going on in our life, God. But Lord, I pray that we would trust you with all things, that we would trust you when things are not going as smoothly as we'd like in life, business, health, finances, God. And I just pray, Lord, that as we trust you and seek your face, Lord, that you would bring the provision that we need, both mentally, spiritually, monetarily, all the things, Lord. That you would help us to keep our eyes focused on you, Lord, when we need you most, which is really every single day, God. But that we would know that you are in control, and that you have the path that laid out for us already, that we can't see it, but you can, God. And so I pray, Lord, as we're obedient and as we seek you, that you would just guide and direct our steps. You would give us peace on the hard days, healing from the hurts, healing from any kind of medical things that any of us are going through, God. And Lord, that you would just help us to just continue to glorify you, God, and that you would just help us to stay focused in the summertime, Lord. Continue to grow our businesses and continue to make sure that we are managing our time well, prioritizing, and putting you first, God, and our family. And then really, Lord, where we want to see growth monetarily in our job and in our business, Lord. And I just thank you so much for your goodness and faithfulness always, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, you guys, I am thankful for each and every one of you. I truly hope that you have an amazing evening. I'm excited to start July. I am pumped. I know that great things are in store. And so just know that I am here for you guys if you need anything at all. Let's continue to run and end this summer and this entire year strong. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.